All right, so maybe you're thinking about starting a business, taking that plunge. We're diving deep into Dan Kennedy's How to Make Millions with Your Ideas to help you out.
Yeah, it's a great book for finding some serious wisdom about entrepreneurship.
And don't let the title, scare you off. We're not talking about like get rich quick schemes here.
No, not at all. It's all about tried and true strategies, stuff that everyday entrepreneurs use to build their businesses, successfully.
So are you ready to get inspired?
Absolutely. One of the best things about Kennedy's book is it's full of stories about normal people.
Not like Wall Street guys.
Right, not big time investors or anything like that.
Just regular folks.
Yeah, like plumbers and people with just a push cart and a dream.
I love that.
And he boils all their success down to 8 key strategies.
8 paths to fortune. Yeah. He talks about creating and improving, capitalizing on trends, going direct to customers,
Mm.
dominating your market,
Yeah.
packaging your offerings, multiplying your business, and finding those overlooked opportunities.
Right.
It's a lot to take in, but we'll be looking at all of that in this deep dive.
Think of it as a roadmap
Okay, yeah.
with different ways to get where you want to go. To kick things off, let's look at this guy, Larry Harmon.
Okay.
He turned a simple plumbing business into a multi-million-dollar success story.
Plumbing. I mean, that's not really like the most glamorous industry, right?
No, but Harmon, he understood that exceptional service was key.
Gotcha.
He was all about guaranteed same-day service, 247 availability, even weekends.
Wow.
He knew what customers wanted, like reliability, being able to get someone quickly, and he delivered that.
So he wasn't just fixing leaks, he was building trust.
Exactly. And he backed it up with serious investment, too.
Oh, how so?
He put 2% of what he earned back into training his employees. And get this, 13% went into advertising.
13%. Wow. That's a big chunk.
It is, but he knew people needed to know about his business. Makes you think about where to put your money when you're starting out, right?
Absolutely. Doing great work is one thing, but you got to let people know about it.
For sure.
Uh.
Yeah, but let's switch gears from plumbing to the glitz of Las Vegas.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Remember Bob Stupak, the entrepreneur behind Vegas World? He's the one who buried $1 million in concrete.
Oh, yeah. What a showman. What can we take away from a guy like that?
Well, Stupak was a master of what Kennedy calls the irresistible offer.
Right.
He made these promotions so crazy, so wild that people couldn't resist them.
I mean, it sounds crazy, but it obviously worked for him.
Oh, yeah.
But how does someone starting small, how do they create an irresistible offer? I mean, that sounds like something only a Vegas big shot could pull off.
Actually, Kennedy gives an example that's a lot more relatable. He talks about this guy, Murray Raphael. He owned a deli, and he offered free lunches to nearby businesses.
Free lunch. That seems kind of risky when you're just getting started.
You might think so, but it's a classic example of front-loaded value. Basically, you're giving something valuable away right up front to attract customers and make them loyal. Sure, it might cost a little at first, but those loyal customers keep coming back. And that's where you make money in the long run.
So it's about like playing the long game, building those relationships.
Exactly. Okay, enough with Vegas. Let's look at something a little more down to earth.
Like,
A guy named Kevin Callahan turned a $5,000 pushcart selling Milwaukee souvenirs, into a $225,000 business in 1 year.
starting with a push cart, that definitely seems more doable than burying $1 million in concrete.
Right. The big takeaway from Callahan is that you don't need a ton of money to succeed.
Yeah.
He found a need, a product that people wanted, and just went for it. Didn't wait for the perfect time or a big investment. He started small and grew from there.
So it's all about choosing the right product.
Yeah.
And finding your people, even if it's just a small group to start with.
Yeah. And that brings us to another key point, controlling your product.
Controlling your product, what does that even mean?
Well, if you're just reselling something that someone else makes, your profit margin is limited. But if you own the product or have exclusive rights, you've got more control over your pricing. And you make more money.
So it's about making something unique, something that sets you apart.
Exactly. Kennedy, he talks about this pool supply store owner. He was having a hard time competing with the big stores, But then he started making his own private label chemicals. He got exclusive deals for unique imports. and he started offering services that nobody else did, in-store services.
So he stopped just reselling and created a brand. Something different, something customers couldn't get anywhere else.
Yeah. Okay, ready for a business model that can print money, as Kennedy says.
Print money. I'm listening.
Information products.
You mean like books and online courses? That kind of thing.
Yeah. They don't cost much to make, and the potential for profit is huge because you're basically selling your knowledge. Kennedy himself, he started out with just typewritten reports, sold them on demand, and it turned into $1 million business.
He started with just a typewriter. No fancy equipment, no inventory.
That's right. The barrier to entry for information products is pretty low. You don't need a factory or a warehouse, just your expertise and a way to package and deliver it.
That's a powerful idea, especially for someone just starting out.
Yeah.
You don't need a lot of money, just something valuable to share.
Right. And speaking of turning knowledge into profit, Kennedy talks about this guy, Jeff Paul. Went from $100,000 in credit card debt to a multi-million-dollar information product business, all from his kitchen table.
From kitchen table to multimillionaire. That's pretty inspiring. How did he do it?
Well, Jeff was a financial planner, and he realized a lot of other financial planners were struggling to get clients, so he created a home study course to teach them how to be successful.
There's so many courses out there.
Yeah.
What made his stand out?
He focused on a very specific need within a very specific market. He knew exactly what his target audience was struggling with because he had been there himself.
So finding your niche is crucial. Targeting the right people with the right message.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He also had this clever multi-step marketing approach. He didn't just ask for the sale right away. He offered a free recorded message, gave people valuable info up front.
So it's like giving them a taste. To get them hooked before you ask for the sale. Did it work?
It was a total game changer. The free message helped him, figure out who was really interested. It built trust and made him look like an expert. And then he took that same core knowledge and turned it into a bunch of different offerings.
So not just one course, but different products at different prices.
Yeah.
To reach different people. Smart.
Now let's talk about something that can really launch a business. Publicity.
Publicity. Like getting featured in magazines and newspapers.
Yeah.
How does a small business even do that?
It takes effort, but the payoff can be huge, especially for someone new. It's about finding your angle, something that makes you stand out. Take Mo Hata, the hot sauce company.
Oh, yeah.
They struggled with regular advertising, but once they started getting media attention, they took off.
I've heard of them. They have those catchy, maybe little edgy names, like Hellfire and Damnation sauce.
Right. They sent free samples to food editors, highlighted how unique and fiery their sauces were. They weren't afraid to be bold, and it worked. Got people talking.
So find your story, your hook, and get it in front of the right people. What about bad publicity, though? Can that actually be good?
It can. Remember when Barney the dinosaur was accused of pushing a new age agenda?
Yeah, that was all over the news.
Even though it was negative, it made people aware of Barney. People who never even thought about Barney were suddenly talking about him. It kept him in the public eye. And actually, it boosted sales. Sometimes any publicity is good publicity.
Wow, that's interesting. Makes you think about how to use any attention you get, even if it's not all good.
Yeah.
We've talked about building a business from the ground up, but what if you want to eventually sell your business?
Good question. That's a whole different way of thinking. A guy named T. Harv Eker, founder of Street Smart Business School, he did that. Built his fitness business with the plan to sell it in a few years.
So he had an exit strategy from the start.
Mm-hmm. He didn't just focus on profit. He built his business to attract a buyer. Created a strong brand, put systems in place that could be easily copied, and he got media attention to make his company more visible.
So he was thinking about more than just making money. He was building something valuable.
Exactly. He knew buyers look at things like market share, growth potential, brand recognition. It's a good thing for any entrepreneur to think about, even if you're not planning to sell right away.
Building a business is about so much more than just what you sell, isn't it? It's about understanding the market, your customers, and your goals.
Exactly. And finally, let's talk about the mini conglomerate mindset.
Mini conglomerate. That sounds a little intimidating.
It's basically thinking big. Finding ways to use what you already have and your customer relationships to make even more money.
So like adding new things, products or services that go with what you're already doing.
Right. Kennedy tells the story about Beverly, a muffin shop owner. She increased her profits by doing catering, teaching baking classes, and even partnering with other businesses for wholesale.
So she took muffins and built uh, a whole world around them.
That's the mini conglomerate approach. You're not limited to just one thing. You can always grow and change with your customers.
This is giving me so many ideas.
And remember all those 8 strategies we talked about. Creating, improving, capitalizing on trends and all that. You can apply them all to the mini conglomerate approach.
It's not just about adding anything. It's about being strategic, choosing the right things that play to your strengths.
Right. Yeah, it's about making your business, adaptable, able to roll with the punches. So before we wrap up, let's go back to one of Kennedy's main strategies, the power of publicity. Really powerful for a new business.
We talked about it before with Mohata Mobetta and their crazy hot sauce names.
Mhm.
But getting publicity seems like a lot of work, especially when you're just starting out. Is it really worth it?
It can be, yeah. And, good publicity isn't just about being in big magazines and newspapers. It can be simpler than that, like getting featured in a local paper or a trade publication, even a popular blog or podcast.
Yeah, it's about reaching the right people, not necessarily the most people.
Exactly. And for a new business, even a little good publicity can make a big difference. Makes you look credible, like an expert. And it helps customers find you.
Speaking of publicity, I had this interesting experience with my baking business a few years back. Got featured in a local paper, and the response was incredible. Tons of new orders, people asking about my stuff. It was amazing.
See, perfect example of how local publicity can really work. People trust what they see in their local media. It feels more personal.
Yeah, it was a big moment for my business. Gave me confidence and helped me reach like a whole new group of customers. So we've covered a lot, from irresistible offers to mini conglomerates.
Yeah.
But it all goes back to those 8 core strategies from Kennedy's book.
Right. He really stresses that starting a successful business, it's not just about having a good idea. You need to think strategically, market creatively, and be consistent. Keep at it.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing is to have the guts to just do it, take action.
Yeah.
And learn from your mistakes and your successes.
Absolutely. Remember Larry Harmon, his dedication to amazing service. Bob Stupak, the master of the irresistible offer. Kevin Callahan, who built his empire from a pushcart. These are all ordinary people who did extraordinary things just by using these principles.
These stories are so inspiring. It shows that anyone can build a successful business with the right attitude and a willingness to learn and adapt. And Kennedy's book has so many examples and practical advice to guide you.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into how to make millions with your ideas, we want to leave you with one last question, something to think about. What seemingly unrelated product or service could you combine with your core business to create an irresistible offer, something that'll multiply your success?
Yeah, let that simmer. We've given you the fuel. Now go out and build something amazing. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of entrepreneurship. It really is. It gets you thinking outside the box, huh?
Yeah, it does. It's about, finding those connections between things that don't seem related at first and coming up with something really unique and appealing for your customers.
It's amazing what you can come up with when you start connecting the dots, right?
Absolutely. Like, offering cooking classes at a muffin shop.
Yeah. It's about taking a fresh look at your business, asking yourself, what else could I do? What would make my customers happier? What would they just have to have?
Right. What would make them say, I got to get me some of that?
Exactly. And don't forget those 8 strategies we talked about. Creating, improving, capitalizing on trends, going direct, dominating your market, packaging things right, multiplying your business, and find those hidden opportunities.
They're all part of the bigger picture, yeah.
They all work together to build a successful business, whether you're just starting out or looking to grow what you already have.
They give you a solid foundation, a roadmap almost, to help you make good decisions and reach your goals.
This deep dive into Dan Kennedy's How to Make Millions with Your Ideas has been, just incredible. So much great info and inspiration. I mean, it's amazing to see how regular people have achieved so much just by following these principles.
And hopefully it's given you the confidence to get started, to take those first steps towards your own entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah. It's not about getting rich quick. It's about building something that lasts, something you're proud of.
It's about finding what you love, finding your people, and making a difference while you do it.
Absolutely.
So go out there and make it happen. We're rooting for you.
We are. That's it for this deep dive into the world of entrepreneurship. See you next time.